I've been down here in the southwest corner of WA for a week now, and most of my time down here has been spent running to back-to-back multi-day photography tours. But I've finished those now, and I've got a few days to myself before the next one. So I'm heading 3 hours inland to a place called Lane Poole Falls. The main reason I'm leaving the coast is just because it's very windy today and the ocean was really choppy, so there's just not much point trying to photograph that, and I'm hoping for some better conditions inland. We're in the forest now, getting a lot closer to this afternoon's destination, and it looks like it's a little bit more sheltered and calm around here, so fingers crossed everything will work out for the waterfall. Okay, so we've just parked up at the Burrara tree just out of Northcliffe, and now we're heading down to Lane Poole Falls. It's about a 2.5k walk either way, and just as I was hoping, it's a lot less windy here than it was down by the coast, so it should be good for some photography. So the main thing that I'm hoping to do here today is just to get the drone up and take some photos and videos with that. The last few times I've been out here, I only had the camera and not the drone, and it's a little bit of a tricky one to shoot from the ground. So hoping that I'll do a little bit better from the air. We'll see how we go. One of the biggest challenges is actually going to be finding somewhere to take off, because as you can see, it's really thick and forested in here. I'm not sure if the camera will be picking it up right now. I can hear the waterfall off in the distance. It's clearly got a bit of flow to it today, which is good. But looking forward to seeing it. Almost there. As you can see, it is a pretty stunning waterfall, but it's very hard to shoot from the bottom, so I have come upstream a little way and I'm just looking for a clearing so I can take off with the drone. This camera battery is getting seriously low, so I'm just going to throw some drone footage, and if I get any nice photos I'll put that up now as well, and I'll see you for the next adventure tomorrow morning. Okay, so picking up where we left off yesterday, from Lane Poole Falls, we pretty much just drove back into Pemberton and stayed on the side of the road for the night. There's been a lot of rain last night and this morning, so I think the theme of this video is pretty much just going to be chasing waterfalls in the southwest. But we're pretty much out in the middle of the forest at the moment. Not really too sure where we are, to be honest, but there's a waterfall around that I've heard of and I've seen one photo of before. There's not really any information about where it is or anything like that, but with an educated guess, I think we're in the rough area of it, and we're going to go searching for that this morning. So we'll just get the gear ready and head out there now. Fingers crossed we find it. As you can see, we're sort of well and truly in the thick of it at the moment. We've been walking probably only about 10 minutes or so, and there was supposed to be a trail. According to Google Maps, there was a track here, but there definitely isn't, and it's all been burnt out recently, so that might explain the disappearance of the trail. But you can just start to hear flowing water now, so it seems like we're on the right track. I'm going to continue on and see if we can find this waterfall. It's pretty thick. So we made it through the scrub down to a track, and this is actually the Bibbulmun Trail, but it looks like my educated guess was wrong. I made an assumption that the waterfall was roughly in this area, and it's definitely not. So we're just going to hike up the Bib for a little while and see if we can find it that way. There's a creek here, there's flowing water, but it's not the right one, and there's definitely no waterfalls here, so we're just going to keep on going. It wouldn't be anywhere near as fun if we got it first go, so all part of the adventure, I guess. So we've probably been hiking for about 2 hours now, and for the past half an hour it has been absolutely bucketing down. We got hailed on, which was interesting. There's definitely a little bit of excitement, and the ground was covered in hail so much that it almost looked like snow, but it's really started to melt now. There's still a little bit, I'll show you guys that. But anyways, we finally found the waterfall, and it turns out it's actually right on the Bibbulmun track, but there was no information on the internet to really say that it was right there. I knew it was near it, but I didn't know it was on it. So we've probably gone a little bit longer of a way to get here. I thought I was taking a shortcut, but it would have turned out to be a little bit longer. John's over here trying to make snowballs out of the hail to throw at me. But anyway, here's the waterfall. So we're nearly done here down at the little waterfall. I'm just trying to get one last shot back there with the camera in portrait orientation. I've been mostly shooting panoramic formats, so just to change it up, I'll try and do a vertical one as well. Now I'm just waiting for the sun to go back behind a cloud. It's cleared up, which has given me some really harsh lighting to try and work with. The white water here is in the sun, and that's just too much for the camera to deal with. It's actually just started raining again, so hopefully the sun goes away. We'll see how we go. One last shot, then we're heading back to the car. good half a day mission and a couple of wrong turns. I got lost once, but we made it. We got lost once, we got hailed on 3 times. And it was sunny when we were trying to take photos, which is not ideal. But we made it back to the cars. Successful mission. I don't think we went the easiest way there, but we got there and we got back. Now it's time for the next one.
That's about it.
Well, we're about an hour and a half down the road and at our first waterfall in Nannup. So it's always good to see them flowing because they do need quite a bit of rainfall to get going, and they tend to slow down pretty quickly as well. So we're gonna just head up the hill behind me here. It's not very far away, but there's a lot of blackberry in there, which is a bit of a challenge. And I don't really recommend the average person to come out here because it is pretty dangerous, pretty muddy, pretty slippery. You also should have a 4-wheel drive. You can see how boggy that track is. Yeah, I better grab the gear out and start walking up there. Looks like we might have some more rain on the way, which will be good to top them up even more. Let's see how we go. Hopefully get some nice photos. This is going to be slow going.
Ooh, cunty.
Scratchy.
Scratchy cunty.
It's not blackberry. If it's not blackberry, it's
fucking pine tree.
Yeah, if it's not blackberry, it's pine trees. Falling over pine trees to try and navigate. Oh.
It'd be easier to go that bit further out where it looks like they're not all falling over. Yes, no? Fucking
Probably. I don't know. We haven't got very far yet, have we? We already haven't.
White flag already.
Yeah, then you stand on the pine trees and they collapse. Oh, and there's bloody thistle there as well.
Oh, you look spiky and crunchy.
Yeah, that's the thistle. Look what we just pushed through.
I was just about to say, what did I say? We should have just gone like to the side a bit more. And it's like...
Oh, there's a track going up the hill here.
Oh, you shitting me?
Okay, so we've just bashed through some of the most difficult bit of bush and come out 5 meters up the track.
Come out hugs and sunshine.
Nice. Good start. We are 50 meters into our 150 meter journey. I reckon we've got to go.
Yeah, through there.
Through the pines.
All falling over and shitty up there.
So somehow I need to get from where I am here down to there, just at the base of that top tier. I'm not sure if I've come the right way. I feel like I'm at a bit of a dead end. Like, yeah.
rain comes in.
Whew. I'm down. So this right here is part of the reason why we don't really share the locations of these sort of places publicly, because it's fucking sketchy, this one. It's dangerous. It's all part of the adventure, but I would hate to tell somebody where this is and then find out that they slipped and hurt themselves. So don't even ask, please. And here we are, made it down to the base of the waterfall. Good size. This is so awkward. Ah! My twist lock is in the blackberry. I'm trying to I'm trying to unscrew it. And every time I turn it, I get my fingers on the thorns. So I've just framed up a shot using the sort of lower tier of the waterfall leading up to the top part of it and up into the sky. And it's a little bit tricky to work with the light here because the sky up there is a lot brighter than it is down here. Even though it's really easy to see with my eyes, the camera can't quite cope with the dynamic range, so I'm having to exposure bracket, so I'm taking multiple shots at different shutter speeds, and I'll have to blend those together in Photoshop to make it work. I've made it out alive, and I'm just racing back to the car to chuck my gear in there. Then I'll let John know my plans. He's still waiting back here, just flying his drone around. I don't think he would be joining me on the next one because his camera's stuffed. So I'm on my own from here. And I better hurry up because the afternoon's definitely getting on. We'll see you at the next waterfall if I make it. Just making my way up to the third and final waterfall for the day. This one I've actually barely even seen it flowing more than a trickle. I think today it's still not pumping, but it's got more water here than when I've been here previously, so I'll finally get to shoot it. And this is actually probably the only waterfall around the Nannup area that is somewhat publicly advertised. I think it's probably a little bit frowned upon from other people and the rangers in the area and that sort of thing that it is advertised. But basically there is an accommodation place across the road from here that have started telling people about the waterfall as a bit of a tourism draw card, and the rangers have come out here and put up a whole bunch of warning signs saying to be careful, because it's not really an official trail or anything, just sort of walking along the edge of the hill. But if you search up Nannup waterfalls, if any of them come up with a rough idea of how to get there, it'll be this one. I'm still not going to name it, and I'm not going to say exactly where it is, but it's not too hard to find. You don't have to be a genius. So Got about 45 minutes of light left. I'm just going to make my way to the base of the falls, and I'll probably send the drone up and then get the camera out. Finish the day off with yet another waterfall. That's 4 in the past 24 hours, and most people will probably be sick of them by now, but I'm ready for more action again tomorrow. So I'll see you up at the falls. So it's a pretty big waterfall. I think you can probably see the top of it there behind me. It's a really good size, but it's just a shame that it needs so much water to get flowing. Obviously, there was a lot of rain where we were this morning, but it can be very isolated where the heavy rains actually fall. And it's pretty clear that this particular creek hasn't had much of a top up today, so it's flowing, but certainly not in all of its glory. I'm just going to race up to the top of the falls, because when I was flying the drone then, I could see there's a few little cascades up the top, and I think at this sort of flow, that might be my best bet to get some more shots in the bag today. Definitely running out of time. You can see the sky starting to change colour behind me, so I'm going to put this away and just focus on the photos for the rest of the afternoon. So I'll give you a bit of a recap once I'm done. It's been a big day down here in the southwest chasing waterfalls, and I did manage to get some shots up the top there, so I'll throw them up in a moment, but for now I'm just going to pack my gear up and head back down to the car. I'm pretty sure John is waiting down there for me, so we're going to make a plan for tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to doing it all over again. See you next time.